Learn Python programming in real time to prepare for IGCSE Edexcel and Cambridge exams. This video of iMaster Live session covers key concepts, practical applications, and exam-focused coding techniques to boost your skills.
So I got a past paper question of the student which the person who interviewed me only shared with me. So she told me to do a demo with this. So I'll carry on with that too.
Okay.
I hope you can see my screen, right? The question I'm sharing.
Yes,
So today we are going to do a small past paper question. So let me read the question. So they have told a program is needed to calculate and print a multiplication table for a number that is input by the user. Figure 2 shows the display when the number 2 is input. So basically they are saying now for us to create a program, and we are supposed to create this using the Python programming language. So can you tell me what you understood from this question? What are we supposed to do actually? So shall I just assume you answered and shall I carry on with the demo like that? Like just you assuming that you answered?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Yes. So from what we understood from this question is, they have told us to write a program that prints a multiplication table for a number input by the user. So the user is supposed to input a number, and then we have to print a multiplication table. So the table should start from 1. Now we'll say you are supposed to enter a number. It will ask you to then enter the number, and you are entering the number 2. So it will give you the multiplication table of 2, starting from 1 times 2 to 12 times 2. This is the question what you are supposed to do. So they are telling us to open question 1 in the code editor, which will be the Python code editor, and write the program. And you have to use the structure given in the file to complete the program. And they have told us to not to add any other further functions to this. We are only supposed to do what they have given here. And then we are supposed to save our file as question 1 finished with the correct file extension for the programming language. So I hope you know the file extension for all the Python programs are supposed to be saved with the file .py. So you're supposed to put this name question 1 finished .py and save it. Is that part clear? Okay, then let's move on to the question. So basically they have told us to enter a number, ask the user to enter a number, and then the table should start with 1 times the number 1 times, and then carry on till the 12th table, till 12 times. So that's the basic thing which is supposed to do. So let's go and edit this code. I will share my Python code editor which I used to enter the codes so that you can see that. Okay, so I hope you can see the code editor which I'm using, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is an online Python code editor which we use when writing Python programs. So we can write a code here and get the result here down. So that's what I use this. This is the Python IDLE. Ideally, this is a platform actually to type a set of codes and get the output here. So we'll see how we are going to do. So before I move on, can you explain to me what you understood from the question, from what I explained to you? What do we have to do basically? Okay, so I'll move on with the question. So first of all, now we are supposed to start. So I hope you know in Python, now we have something called variables, right? So this, I'm going to write a variable called num for the number we are going to take. And then I'm going to put int because we are going to deal with numbers. So I hope you know for numbers in the world of coding, in the world of Python, we use the word integers. So here, when we type a number, normally the computer considers it as a text, like a small letter or something. So for it to specifically mention that now we are dealing with numbers, we use the word int, the keyword int. So let me select that. And then I am going to tell the computer to get the input from the user. Whoever the user who is coming to my platform, they are the one who is supposed to enter the number, right? So whatever the number, if you enter 3, you will get the multiplication table of 3. If I enter 4, I will get the multiplication table of 4. And someone else enters 10, they will get the multiplication table of 10. So that was the basic question. So we are supposed to put the word input. That is when the computer can collect the input. And then I'm going to click a message saying enter the number. So we are supposed to put this. I hope these are all the basics of Python codings. So normally when we want to enter a message, we put it using these small quotation marks. I hope you can see this small quotation mark in both sides. That is what we use. So I have given a small code line saying the variable number is equal to integer, which is going to be a number, and I have told them to give us an input for that. And the message that is going to be displayed is going to be enter the number. So we'll just print this and see whether this is running. Can you see when I clicked on run, it has given me the output as enter the number. It has given me output for me to enter the number. So here now I can enter a number, but nothing will happen still because I didn't give the rest of the codes right. Only it will get enter the number, but nothing will happen after that. So we'll give the next steps also. Is it clear till here what is supposed to be done? How to start the code?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, very good. So let's move on to the next part. Before that, I will also once again repeat you. In this step, we are asking the user to enter a number. So I will just enter a small comment here. I hope you know. Normally we enter comments in a code for the developer, for the whoever develops the code, for them to just keep in mind this is the part of that section, and this comment will never be shown in the output. So for us, for our reference, we can just type it and keep hashtag. For comments, we use the hashtag. In this section, we are asking you ask the user to enter a number. So in this section, we are asking the user to enter a number, and we also check whether it's working properly. Yes, it ran and gave us an output as well. When we are checking the code, we are supposed to click on this run. So since this part is clear for you, let's move on to the next part. So next part, I will start with the comment itself, so it will be easy for you to understand. Now I'm going to create a loop to generate. Normally we are familiar with the word loop. Loop means repeating the same thing once and again, because in this table which they gave us, we are supposed to repeat, right? 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6. The same thing we are supposed to repeat. So loop is, the meaning of loop is to repeat something over and over again. So loop to generate multiplication. I'll type loop to generate a multiplication table from 1 to 12. So I'm going to create a loop to generate a multiplication table from 1 to 12. So we'll see how to do. So we have a loop called for loop in programming. So there are 3 main loops: while loop, for loop, and until loop. These are the main 3 loops. And in this scenario, which we are focusing in this question, the best loop to use is the for loop. Reason being, in the for loop only we can give an end. Now we have an end, right? Start from 1 and end in 12. That is the main reason we are selecting the for loop. In the other 2 loops, we can't give a specific end. It will keep on repeating till some situation comes for it to end. Till some external issues come to end. But here in the for loop, we can give an end where it's supposed to end. So since we know it's supposed to end with the number 12, when it comes to 2 times 12 is 14, 2 times 12 is 24, it's supposed to end there. So I will use the for loop for I in. For I is the letter. This is also a main thing in coding. I hope you know that. I is the one which we use to, the number which we are going to enter. For I in range 1 to 12. So we are saying I is supposed to start with 1, 2 times 1 and end with 12, 2 times 12, 2 or whatever the number you are going to give, 2 times 12. So for I in range 1 to 12. So before I move on to the next step, can you tell me why I selected the for loop? Okay, very good answer. So for loop is because we know where this loop is going to end. Moving on, for I in range, now I am going to tell how the output is supposed to come. So I am going to type print. This is the main word used in Python. Print is the word which we use to get outputs. This is the the main keyword in Python. So if we have to, it's compulsory to enter the word print to get output. So I have entered print F. I'm using F to connect it to the previous one. So F I into number. So here we are supposed to be using curly brackets since these are supposed to come. I into number means I is the 1 starting with 1. 1 into number is the number which we are going to give, whoever the user is going to give. So I is from 1 to 12. So 1 into 2, 1 into 3, 1 into 4, whatever that. I into num is I hope you know in coding we use the asterisk mark for multiplication. We don't use this X mark. We use this asterisk mark when multiplying. So to get the result of that, we write I into num is I asterisk num, and then we are closing the quotation. And then now we can close our bracket. So in this step, what I basically did is I typed the word print. Print means for us to get the output. Then F is what I am connecting it to the previous one, this part. I is the range starting from 1 and end with 12 into number. Number is the number the user will give, 5, 2, whatever the number is. I into num. Here it will just copy this part, and here is the place where it will give the original answer. So I into num, here it will multiply and give the answer. So we'll say 5 times 1, it gives 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2, it gives 10. 5 times 3, 15. So and so it will give us the answer. So is it clear till here what I explained to you?
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll see whether we are getting the expected outcome. Let me run it and see. Sorry, I have put an extra bracket here. That's the reason it's not running. It's a small mistake. When I type, there has come a small bracket. That's why it's not running. I hope it will run now. Okay, so I hope you can see the small mistake I had done is one is I had entered a small bracket, and here we're supposed to put a colon, not a semicolon here. So I have mistakenly typed the semicolon, that is why. So be careful when typing using the keyboard to enter colon. Okay, so I hope you can see now. They have given us enter the number. it has given us the output into the number. So let me type 2 here, since in our question they gave us 2. We'll type 2 and see, and I'll enter it. Okay, so as expected, can you see they have given us the whole output? 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and everything till the 12 times table they have given us as expected. So what they have done is, I will explain this part. I is the range. Can you see it starts with 1, 2, 3, and then so on comes till 12, and here is the number. Number is the number which I entered. So I entered 2 here. So everywhere there is 2. And then they have typed the word is, because they wanted us to type the word is. It's also there. And then I into now, they have given us the answer. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, and so on. So is it clear how I got the output?
Yes.
Okay. So before we move on, let me show you how with another example. Let me type 5 and show you. And we'll enter it. It shows us there's no any errors. It's the code is moving on well. So it starts with 5 times 1 and then comes till the 12 times table without any errors. So if I go back to our question, which was in the past paper, so this is the code we typed, and I'll move on to the question which we had in our past paper. So this is the exact same output we got. Enter the number, then we entered the number, and the exact same output we got. So this is the basics of this Python programming.